Hey guys, how's it going? Adrian back with you for another video. I know it's been a while since I put a video out, but I've been meaning to do it. I've just been so busy. Anyway, story goes like this. Friday comes, I'm working. I have a Dewalt 15-gallon compressor. It's been pretty good to me. I'm sure you guys know the one. It looks kind of similar to this. 5 gallons less, but basically what happened, it just the pump just blew, and it was crazy noisy. But long story short, it would only pump up to 60 psi, so I spent the rest of the day with cordless tools. I mean, cordless gun, cordless saw, the whole 9 yards. So that was all right, but obviously I needed something when I come back to work on Tuesday. So I've been seeing this one, my company Stealth, and every time I go to Costco, and it's fairly cheap. I think it's about $350. I think I paid for it, and came with this Weekend Warrior accessory kit. I'm guessing that's about 25-foot hose, and you know, the usual pumping. Tire gauge. It's kind of cool. You don't usually see that included, but either way. So I just unboxed this about 5 minutes ago. I'm gonna plug it in, and here's another little pro tip, guys. It's almost worth getting a Costco membership just for the cord here alone. These cords are $50, $44 plus tax. These lead up cords, they're 12 gauge and they're 100 feet. So I don't even think you can buy the rolls and put them together for that, considering it is, after all, 12 gauge. So you really don't want to be using a 100-foot cord with a compressor like this if on an ongoing basis, if you really want it to last. Sorry guys, I'm just going to plug this in real quick. But just for the testing basis, I'm gonna try this out. So yeah guys, just going back to the point I just made, you really want to use the shortest, thickest cord possible if you have to use a cord at all. Obviously, best case scenario, run it straight from the generator or right from the pole. That way the pump there's no strain on the pump. So let's go ahead and fire this up. The on is right here. See, it has 2 pumps, and they say that makes it extra quiet. So let's go ahead and check. Alright, so I'm literally 2 feet in front of this and we're having a conversation. So everything sounds good. I'm gonna go ahead and close that. Oh, the drain is closed. It's kind of smart how they put the drain out of the way here. I like how they use a turn ball drain instead of the typical screw one, which is always a pain, especially in winter time. At the end of the day, trying to unscrew it, next thing you know, you're using the channel grips, you strip it, then it's basically garbage. So as you can see, the main draw to this compressor is the noise level. I've had the big bore Makitas where they're smaller. They got the wheels also, but the noise they put out is incredible. And after a long day, you can't wait to unplug it. So now another feature on this compressor that you can see as a positive or a negative. I see it as a positive is the 150 psi max. Now, DeWalt's comparable model will go up to 200 psi, but from what I've heard, that causes a lot of strain on the parts and the pump and the seals, and that's why they don't tend to last quite as long. So I'm just gonna dial this up. I like to run the tool outlet at about 120, 125, and the reason being is if I am running 100 foot of hose, or if I have two hoses going and I both have them at 120 and they're 100 feet, just because I put it at 120 at the compressor doesn't mean I'm getting at 120 at the end of the tool. So there will be a little bit of pressure loss, so don't be afraid to actually bump this up to about 125, because that's not what you're actually getting when you're nailing. And if you notice, when you're nailing, only probably the first 10 will be at 120, and it'll dip down until the cut-in pressure. So that's not something that I really stress about. I'd rather that extra pressure, so it helps set the nails right from the beginning. So it is taking some time to fill. That being said, it is 20 gallons, so we have to keep that in mind. I keep the compressor in the bin anyway, so I'm not too concerned about long fill-up times with respect to noise. So, do a quick walk around. There's 2 air filters, 2 pumps, very compact unit. I will say the one drawback with these vertical compressors is they are, because the motor sits on top, motor, pump, all the engine, all the guts sit on top, it tends to be fairly top heavy. So if you get a guy who thinks he's snagged on a piece of wood and it's actually the end of the line, next thing you know is he gives it a good yank, right? You get the picture. This goes down, next thing you know, you're replacing this whole diaphragm in here. Truth be told, I do prefer the horizontal hot dog ones, where just because of that point alone, you can tie this off and it's not going to fall on its own with a bit of wind, but things do happen on sites, and I have had the misfortune of having these tip. The horizontal ones are harder to find. I believe Dewalt stopped making their 15-gallon horizontal model. Don't ask me why. But one more point I want to make, and strictly my opinion, but personally, like, I know this compressor is not going to last me to the end of my career. It's not going to be, it's not a lifetime purchase. Like the way we use the compressors. Oh, there it cut out. So it bumped itself all the way up to 150. So I'm going to dial that back. But to the point I was just about to make is, it kind of leads into my point where you want to be aware where you're purchasing your tools, knowing that one day they're going to break and you probably will be in the position to have to return them. So in this case, got this from Costco. They don't question at all. I've literally seen people waiting in line taking back dead flowers. So not that I have any shame in returning items that are broken, but you're not dealing with a professional who's asking questions and plugging it in the wall and giving you the runaround, nickel and diming you. Basically, You bring this in, you say it's not working, no further questions, give me my refund, I'm gonna buy another one, and I'm kind of back at square one at that point. So just something to consider when you're buying tools that will inevitably break. So anyways, guys, it is Thanksgiving Monday, and I actually have to get ready for a bit of turkey and guests coming over. I got some family coming over. I hope you have had an amazing weekend. Hope it continues, and yeah, I hope it's filled with fun, safe drink, laughter, and a lot of food. All right, guys, take care. Bye for now.